All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Let's get right into this video.
Mandatory draft. Get this, mandatory draft, while allegedly we possibly have Russia all over our coast, New England, Hawaii, the East Coast. Very mysterious signals going off over Europe as we had these nuclear hunting, sub-hunting ships going up and down the East Coast all day yesterday. And completely unrelated, yesterday was the day they released all those emails about that island, man. And hey, look over here, guys. So again, 1000% unrelated, everyone's been watching the news about the island guy, about how the president was able to dodge all the questions on the island guy. And the entire freaking time, we had all this going on the East Coast. And reports coming out of enemies being very close. It's wild because on my show yesterday, this was the first thing I showed. I was like, it's crazy how this is happening right now while these emails are being released. But no, totally not. That's not why they were just released yesterday. Okay, now drafts, and then we'll get to Russia. Germany has just reinstated the automatic draft for all males, even females 18 years or above, to go ahead and get their physicals. Remember at the beginning of the video I mentioned some weird signal over Europe? So if you knew geopolitics, tell me why one of our allies would have to do a draft and end up doing a lottery pick if they don't have enough people. What's it for? Now let's see what was happening yesterday while everyone was distracted.
Right now, this afternoon, we have U.S. nuclear forces on very high alert. What you're looking at here is a flight tracker, and we can see a U.S. Navy sub-hunter aircraft flying up and down the eastern United States along the East Coast, and it was up here near Maine and Cape Cod. And
I wonder what they're looking for. Now, completely unrelated, we've had reports of possible Russian ships out by England, but also verified late October we had Russian ships near Hawaii. So possibly New England, definitely Hawaii, which they did not even tell us. Crazy action on the East Coast. This happening in Russia tonight, and now we have military drafts in Germany. Yeah, the island boogeyman is very real, but they're never going to give you the truth. A draft in 2025 is worrisome. Oh, and our friends are back.
Alright, so there's a part of the video I actually want to get out, and I believe it's right here. It says right here, big news, Germany is reinstating mandatory conscription to all 18-year-old men. Slovakia, all 18-year-old men are required to report for military examination. If there are not enough volunteers, a lottery will decide who is drafted, reports BILD. It says all 18-year-old men must undergo a medical examination, so it's kind of like, a physical, you get it. If volunteers are insufficient, a lottery will be activated for conscription purposes, basically being drafted. Women will also receive a questionnaire to determine their potential readiness for military service. Right, so if the war gets hot, the woman gonna get drafted too. Right? It says Germany plans to increase the army to 260,000 active personnel and 200,000 reservists. Mandatory service will last 6 months, half of which will be basic training. Right. So it says right here, Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. So right now what's happening is we have the whole world getting ready to go to war with each other. Right. Just because you see what's happening in Germany, where actually, let me make sure this is also verified. Reinstated draft. Okay, it says Germany decides against conscription to replenish Cold War military. Alright. So it's opting for a voluntary conscription instead. So basically it's gonna like I said, it's gonna be a draft. Right? So what's going on is, these things will start off as voluntary, right? It'll be voluntary to join, and then what's gonna happen is these wars and these developments are gonna get hot, and things are gonna get bigger, things are gonna blow out more in proportion, and these drafts will end up being mandatory. I don't think it's just gonna happen in Germany. is going to happen around the whole entire world, pretty much, right? Be- I mean, the whole world was getting ready to go to war. It says in Luke chapter 17, verse 27, they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all, right? So when Noah was warning and trying to telling people to repent, the people ignored Noah, right? And since they ignored Noah, they face the consequences by being destroyed by the flood, right? And what ends up happening is nowadays you have these war developments going on. You have the prophets, we're telling people to repent, to turn back to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and a lot of these people are ignoring, right? And really the message is for the elect of Israel, but this message is supposed to be spread out and drummed to all four corners of the world, right? The gospel. Let's get this out. Must be preached. It says right here. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come, right? So this gospel, right, has to be preached in the whole entire world before Yahweh Shai comes to destroy Esau and set up his new system, right? We have a lot of people right now ignoring the warnings, ignoring what's going on with the war. Every single time, you may have a war development get people's attention for a little bit, and then they go back to sleep. Or it may get their attention, they say, well, nothing ever happens anyways, right? But when it does happen, right, the same mindset that people had in Noah's time they have right now, they're going to be taken by surprise as a thief in the night when those missiles start to shoot off, or when they start getting drafted for World War III, right? When that C-HIP comes into place, right? When they're starting to realize that their currency is hyperinflating, right? Then it will become no longer something that could be ignored, but something that, people have to pay attention to. It's going to grab them by attention, whether it's going to be through war, the attention to get you, or Salakia. Their attention, right, with the people's attention may be grabbed by, maybe they're getting conscripted for war, drafted for war, right? Maybe their attention will be get by famine. Maybe their attention will be get by people getting their heads chopped off during the time of the C-HIP, during the time of testing, right? So like I said, we're witnessing the final times of this world, and the exciting part is that we know the draft isn't going to be in just Germany, or as they like to call it, voluntary, right? Which is going to become mandatory soon. And it's not just going to become mandatory in Germany, it's going to become mandatory in the whole entire world, right? And when the whole entire world faces that mandatory draft, well, you already know, World War III is there. And World War III is basically happening right now. It's just we're in the beginning developments of World War III. But once it kicks off, there's no stopping it. Or there's not going to be anything where they're going to stop the development of World War III. They can have as many ceasefire deals as they want, as many peace treaties as they want. But no matter what, World War III is not going to be stopped. Because according to the Bible, World War III is a definite. So I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect and hopeful elect in 144,000. Thank you to the elders, apostles, and brethren to help teach me this truth. And all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shai, and Shalom.